I'm gonna call you out a little bit. I've been looking around on YouTube for really startup people and their startup process, and there are some things that I'm like, you could do this to immediately improve your videos. And honey, I'm gonna let you know, I want to see you succeed on YouTube. So let's dive into these tips. The first thing I found on you guys' channels were like, why are you turning your phone the wrong way when you're posting on YouTube? Like, I don't know who told you this was the right way to turn your phone when you're posting on YouTube. It's not, honey. This is for Reels. This is for Instagram and TikTok. If you're posting long form content, you should just, tilt your phone a little bit so the picture actually fills out the screen that they're watching in. Like, what are you doing if you're not turning your, just turn it. Come on, turn it. I will say though, if you are filming a short, of course it's going to be vertical, but for long form, just tilt your phone, please. Something I also noticed was people were very close to the camera. You don't have to sit here, honey. You shouldn't, why are you sitting here when you can sit here? I also noticed that some people go way back. It's a fine balance, right? We have to find somewhere in the middle where you don't get too close in people's faces, but you don't sit too far away so that people can't reach you, or they can't form that connection with you. Because obviously we are here for our viewers, right? We want to connect with you. I want to connect with you, and I can't really do that if my face is up in your face, and I can't do that if I'm miles away. And I do this before every single one of my videos. I do a little test run, sound check, camera check. Does everything work? If everything does work, start filming. My little tips and tricks number 3 is actually to get a microphone. This microphone is not the best there is. I just got it on Amazon for I think $30 or something. So it was a super easy way to start out my YouTube, and I was like, okay, well, I don't really lose anything on this microphone, because in my head I was like, I need the most fancy equipment to start. I was looking at microphones for so much money, ridiculously amount of money, and I was like, if I buy this, I have to be super fucking committed. And at this point, I hadn't posted my first video, so I didn't even know if I liked it. So in the beginning, just buy a little microphone, because this is what it will do. It will remove the background sounds, more or less. Depends on what microphone you have. But it will still get you a little defined sound. It will get you a more clear sound, because right now I can hear ventilation in my room, and I don't think you can hear that. So it's just a little difference from filming, I'm filming on my phone, right? Because we don't need fancy equipment. We just need good enough equipment, okay? I'm using my iPhone 13, little teeny tiny microphone, upgrading very soon, and a ring light. Seriously, that's all you need to start. But get it, because it will improve your channel immediately. This is what it sounds like without the microphone. It sounds more hollow, maybe. This teeny tiny microphone can do so much improvement for your channel. I'm gonna link it in the bio down below, just in case you wanna look into what I have. Popping the microphone back in, and we're moving along to tip number 4. Edit out your verbal tics. So I have a little stutter, or not stutter in that case, but more I say a lot of that I tend to edit out a few times. I like to have some of my verbal tics because I feel like it gives me personality, but definitely if I ramble or I stutter a little bit, say the same thing over and over again, and I just can't find the right wording, I edit those tics out. All that stuff. When I say all that stuff, that's also one of my verbal tics. If I say amazing 3 times in a row in 3 different sentences, that's a verbal tic. Oh, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. And she did this and that, and she did this amazing thing. That's a verbal tic. And you will realize this when you're editing your videos. You will look at yourself and think, damn, I say the same thing over and over again. I use that same phrase in every single sentence. I say a dozen of times in 2 sentences. Edit some of them out, definitely leave some there, because it gives you a little personality, Just make sure that people are not gonna think, oh, she's so annoying. She keeps saying Try to get in the head of the viewer and think to yourself, would the viewer think this is annoying to hear? Doing the edits of the bare minimum, editing your verbal tics out, that will improve your videos immediately. Moving on to tip number 5, that is to write scripts that you can be guided by. Now, I talked about this in my last video as well, but there are a lot of different opinions out there on how to script a video. Some people do it very mechanically. They do it word for word. They're reading everything word for word. I did that in the beginning as well of my YouTube journey. That made me a robot, okay? That wasn't cute. It wasn't a cute look on me. I didn't feel authentic. I didn't feel like I could be me if I didn't have any room to ramble a little bit or to talk from whatever just dawned on me right now. So trial and error your way through that. Figure out, how do I best work with a script? But have one to every single one of your videos, because it's so important that you stick to the topic, so you won't talk about 100 different other things that aren't necessary for you in that video to talk about. For me, I just need like a couple of bullet points to know what I'm gonna talk about, and then it's easy for me to tap into that thing and just talk freely about that, but still knowing when to stop and when to move on to the next tip, which we are doing right now. Tip number 6 is to clean up your space and just to think about the environment that you're in. When you're filming, I'm sure that no one would want to look at a messy background. I have had like a few videos, and I honestly have to check now, because in some of my videos, I have left my drawer open, and just a tiny thing like that could like totally trigger my mind. And I actually had someone write me, "Your open drawer gave me so much OCD." I'm guessing it was like a joke, but it was still like, I get that. I am so sorry. Like, keep your space kind of nice to look at, so you don't have piles of clothes in the background, or you have like a dead plant. Or I know my plant is not in the best era she's been in, but she's recovering. But just make sure that your environment around you and behind you is nice for the eye. I know a lot of content creators who also just sit in front of a wall so that they don't have to think about the environment or their room or to clean up, and whatever works, honestly, like whatever works for you. But just thinking about that, reflecting about that, and just cleaning up a little bit can definitely improve your videos immediately. It just gives you a nicer standard. It gives you a nicer look. You know, your channel standard is gonna just... My final and last tip for you today is to make your video dynamic, especially in the beginning of every single video, because I'm sure you've heard this, that like our attention span is, I think, the size of a goldfish. It's not very big anymore, so we really have to capture people in. And I've heard this somewhere, I think in a podcast. If people watch 30 seconds into your video, they're more likely going to watch the full video. And so it's these 30 seconds that you really have to capture people. And there are a lot of ways to do that. Depends on your niche as well. I can say in my niche, I think where I have seen the most results on my own YouTube channel is starting a video with a really strong hook, or like a question, or like something that just hooks people in. And that's, you know, why it's a hook. If you have ever seen Mr. Beast, you probably have. Biggest YouTuber out there. His intros are so dynamic. You're so hooked in. You want to see the video to the end. You have to make your intros so interesting. And you can do that in a lot of different ways. Find something that will make people lean in and want to hear more. I have definitely tried to practice this, but we're still learning, okay, what hooks work, what doesn't work. YouTube is a trial and error process, and you being here is so amazing because I know you want to learn more, and I hope I didn't call you out too roughly. Dive into your own channel and figure out, okay, where can I improve these things and what can I do better in my next video. Guys, thank you so much once again for hanging out with me. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!